That's it. Thank you.
Are you sure you're not a bit close there? Because it looks a
Yeah,
little bit.
looks a bit
I think
close.
you've gone a little bit close.
That's it. That's it. Yes.
Is that all right?
Better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mirror's all okay?
Yes, this mirror seems fine. I can see ball clearly. Okay, right.
Yeah, so on the last lesson then,
Yes.
if we just go over what we were doing, because I know it was just a little bit nervous last lesson, it wasn't so,
Yes.
yeah? So,
Yes, I was a bit nervous, and what we were doing, we were just getting back into the changing of the right speeds, the clutch, the gear stick to the right speeds.
yeah, like using the gears, like bringing the speed down and getting to the correct gear.
Yes.
Because actually we practiced a bit of finding the gears, didn't we?
And we went to fourth.
That's
we went
right.
to fourth a bit,
Yes.
Okay.
So we went out on the country roads, did a bit of different
Yes.
speed limits, and then had to.
Yes.
So, what do you think? What would you like to work on then this evening? What do you feel?
Well, because it's raining in a different condition, this is something that we haven't done, isn't it?
I wondered.
Yes, and I just thought. What would be nice is just to drive safely. I don't know how busy it's going to be now. Drive in these conditions at this
So, like
time.
driving in wet weather, we look at maybe distances, but
Distances and my speed
Stopping
and using my
distances.
clutch properly.
okay, and keep an eye on the gears as well. So we'll
Yes.
have a,
Yes.
and what you're not supposed to do with the gears.
Look at the gears.
Yes, looking at the gear stick,
Looking at
because
the gears.
we decided that wasn't such a great idea, didn't we?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did. Okay, so I'll get the car ready.
All right then. So when you're ready, we'll move off.
Okay.
Good. A bit of blind spot checking.
Okay. Yes, it's very busy on this road at the moment.
Yeah, everybody's home, aren't they? I think
So I have to watch my distance. Okay.
yes. So just relax anyway. We'll just do what we do. All right.
Yes.
So if we come over a little bit to our side, because
Yeah.
we're slightly more theirs. So at the end of the road, we'll turn right.
Okay. That's very tricky. Oh,
It's all right.
okay.
That's a good position there, really, to see, isn't it? We've had to come out a little
Come
bit.
over a little bit.
Okay. So I'll
Yeah.
help you out. We're all right this week.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. And then at the end of this road, we'll turn left. Okay. Tuck over just a little. We did good on mirrors there and checking. We did come out a little bit. We didn't quite tuck round to the
No.
left, quite
No,
enough.
no, I came out quite far.
Why is it important to like face round, tuck round to the
Just
left?
in case somebody wants to be turning to the right.
And how does it affect us as we come out?
It
On
affects our
road
position,
position.
on our road position. We come out and
Alright, so if we keep an eye on that next time we do emerge at a junction, okay? You managed to eat since you got back? Okay. So at the roundabout ahead we'll turn right. So a little bit more braking, more braking. So what do you think? Should we wait?
Yes, I feel that they're going to go.
It's going to be quite quick.
It's very busy.
think I did hear there's been a bit of flooding going on.
has there?
Yes. So now if a few of these are going ahead, let's have a look. I don't know.
No.
No, I don't think so. Well done, that was a good gap to choose. Going for it. Have you been out driving with Jim since our last? Did you not go? No, okay. Alright, so what gear are you in at the moment?
Third gear. Just going at 30 miles an hour.
Alright, good. So we can follow the road ahead in this
Okay.
one. Do you feel at that last roundabout that you could have got into second gear a little bit earlier?
Yes.
Might that have helped?
Yeah.
It was a little bit like last minute,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Should we take a look at this one and maybe see if we can get in second a bit earlier?
Okay.
So with the speed and the gears, which comes first?
And the speed.
Good. So we get it down. So the roundabout ahead will turn right. Good on mirrors. So we get that speed down a bit more. Second about here would be good, wouldn't it? Okay. How are we looking? Well done. So we turn the engine back on. So what are you doing? Okay. So what mirror should you take a look at as we're moving on? So you just passed us that motorcyclist,
Yes.
didn't you?
Yes. So we're moving out, just keeping an eye on the traffic.
Good, well done. Shall we? Something we need to cancel?
Oh, yes.
Didn't we? Okay. That pesky little indicator. So how does it affect our ability to stop, like stopping distances in this sort of weather?
Probably the brakes are a bit different. They seem to, you need to brake a bit more beforehand, I feel.
Yeah. It might take us longer to stop, won't it?
Yes.
So the roundabout ahead will follow the road ahead. So where's this guy going?
It's going there. Right, sorry.
And we've come over the line just a slight bit
Oh,
here, haven't
Yes.
we? Okay. What we're going to work on the next roundabout we come to is just like tucking round to the left a bit, alright?
Okay.
And staying back of the line, because did you notice it was a little bit far out?
No.
Just a little bit over the line there, and we're sort of facing
Yes.
forward instead of slightly to the left. How you doing so far? You right?
Yes.
Okay. Try not to swear.
No swearing. We have come back.
So do you know what's a normal stopping distance then on like faster roads? What stopping distance?
Is it
know that?
3 cars away.
But have you heard of the 2-second rule?
Oh yes,
Yes.
yes.
Have you looked at that at all in the theory? You haven't yet? Okay. Alright, so what we're coming up to here then?
Coming up to a bridge, a roundabout, but new roundabout,
Okay, good.
and then the bridge afterwards.
Alright, so if we go ahead at the roundabout, let's take a look at the position here on approach. When you're going to get into second. Good. So we stay slightly more to the left.
Yeah.
Good to go.
No. Oh,
No, it's a bit hard to see there, and actually,
yeah.
well done, you did well to stop there, because
Okay.
I could have sworn he was indicating left.
Yeah, so
maybe
they're,
not.
they're all indicating left. I think this
If you noticed, Kerry was behind her, so they are quite close. aren't they?
yes. Should I put the handbrake
Well,
on
should
there?
feel more, might be an idea, mightn't
Yeah.
it? Okay, good.
Yes. Okay. Sorry, after. Sorry.
That was. Did you notice that was a
Yeah.
better position to
Yes.
be in?
Yeah, definitely felt much better.
Okay, good. What do you think you forgot to check leaving that roundabout?
Yeah. Leaving.
Yeah, the mirrors. Which ones did you check? You did point there.
Yeah, I did. I thought I checked that one when I was indicating to go.
Okay. Maybe you're right at the beginning. I didn't quite see it as we left. And why is that one so important to check?
In case anybody's coming up by the side of us trying to take over.
And what road user mainly?
It could be a cyclist. Or a cyclist.
Okay, good. At the roundabout ahead, we'll turn right.
Okay.
Do you feel happy about getting into position here at this one?
So I just stay in the right lane.
Well, we just stay in the middle because there's no
Yeah.
lanes here, are there? There's
No.
one here.
Are we going? No.
We're turning right, aren't we?
Yeah.
Could we get into second gear at the moment? Or actually, we go just pull a bit of gas.
Sorry.
Could we get second now? Okay. What are you going to check here?
Mirror.
Sign is on. So you know when we've had a lot of rain like this, like you get puddles
Yes.
on the sides, don't you?
Yes.
I have had the experience in the past where, like, in the dark, not seeing one.
Okay.
Have you ever been with anyone in a car and had that? They gone through a deep puddle.
Yes.
What effect does it have?
Well, it puts the car a bit out of control, especially if you're going fast.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does. So what would you check then approaching this
Just in
pedestrian
case
crossing?
anybody's at either side and they're going to try and cross.
Good. And what,
Okay, cover the brake.
good. What would you check before that, before looking for people?
Behind, you know, behind.
So is this person might have gone by the time we get there actually. Doing alright? So at the roundabout ahead we shall turn right.
I
Oh,
get
no.
confused at this roundabout. I don't know
I think the 3 exit ones are a little more confusing, aren't they?
why.
For some reason they definitely seem to be. So I think you did well there. Actually, I think it was definitely best decision to wait, because I wasn't sure where that first person was going.
Because it seemed quite busy as well.
Yeah.
Because of the wet conditions, I felt a bit uneasy about just going.
Yeah, exactly. This is that nice road that they can do with covering.
Yes. Oh, here we go. Here's a big bugger.
One day they might get round to actually doing something here.
Yes, sorry.
Did you have a little look at the gears then?
I did.
So
I did. It was so bumpy. Should I use my indicator?
it isn't necessary actually, as long as your position.
Okay.
So do you think they knew what we were doing?
No, because I didn't press my brakes.
Oh, okay.
I didn't press my brakes or the indicator, no.
You know your position, and you did check your mirrors, didn't you? Your position is an indicator, isn't it? Also,
Yes.
to the others what you're doing.
Yes.
Why isn't it necessary to indicate round parked car on this type of road?
Because don't entirely know, but I'm just guessing that it's because everyone can see that where the cars aren't parked up and that you may be turning into somewhere it might be misleading.
Okay, good. So if we turn left at the end of this road, and what do you notice as we turn? What are we going to have straight away here?
We're going to have traffic lights.
Is that traffic lights?
Oh, sorry, a pelican crossing.
Is that a pelican?
No, just a crossing. Sorry. I'm going to put the...
Okay, yeah, good idea, because this is a bit of a queue. What are these stripy ones called?
A zebra crossing.
Yes.
A zebra.
Stripy usually does it, doesn't it?
Stripes. If you remember that one. Okay, this car's turning left.
Yes, but...
No.
But the other one afterwards isn't.
No.
Might it be safe if two people were indicating
Yes.
left in a row?
Yeah.
Okay. So keeping an eye on front
this
as
and
well,
that, yeah.
just in case somebody does come to this crossing as we move out.
One's going there. That one's going left.
Okay. And the next one isn't.
No. Okay. Oh no.
Okay. Well, if it's too busy to go, it's too busy to go, isn't
Yes,
it?
I feel.
Okay, good. Did you notice the car behind trying to squidge?
Yes.
Squidge round? Oh, so you're right what you were saying, because we have gone over that, haven't we? That it can look like you're turning if you indicate past a
Yes.
parked vehicle. 'Cause what type of road is this called? What's this
Single
one?
carriage road.
Good.
I remember that from our last lesson.
Yeah, good. Next, did we look at, was it national speed limit as well on a single
Yes, I've
carriageway,
just had
wasn't
a
it?
little look at that, and it is the 60, and I honestly was flabbergasted, but built up area is 30.
Yeah, so what would it be here then?
I would be 30.
Good. Do you feel a bit more knowledgeable on speed limits?
Yes. I had a little look at my book before I came out.
Wow, good. So what gear is that?
Second.
Is it? Have a listen to the engine. What gear is it?
Four.
Okay, good. Try not to look away. So the distance that we keep here now in wet weather
Yeah.
should be.
Is that about right?
This would be. It's not so bad if we're not hardly moving, is it? But it could definitely take us longer to stop if we had to stop suddenly.
Yeah.
we are just round this corner.
Yeah.
Coming up. Okay. So what we'll do then, if we go ahead at the first mini and turn left at the second one.
Okay.
So would it be wise to indicate here because they're so close?
So we go first, yeah, and then left, yeah.
Can we take a look there? Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. So nobody turning right here.
So we're turning left, aren't we? Oh, sorry, I got
We
really
are.
confused there.
Yeah.
That one it felt a bit funny. Okay. Ooh,
Is there anybody behind us at the moment?
no.
Okay, good. So on this road then, when we're in third, tuck over a bit. What type of situation have you got to prepare for?
We've got to prepare for any children coming out, people crossing, or any cars, because we haven't got just enough room coming down.
Good.
Cover the brake, just in case we need to pull over.
Okay, with lots of parked cars, what's that
Yes.
situation called if
It's a
somebody's
build,
coming the
I've
other
forgotten
way?
now. So like this,
Yeah. And here would we need to think about
yes.
stopping if necessary? Good. So what's this called then if there's not enough space? You know,
No, I don't
there's a
know.
car coming the other way.
Don't know, sorry.
Meeting.
Meeting point.
Yeah, meeting traffic.
Meeting traffic.
So do these up here. Good. Don't feel like in mirror checks. Doing good on mirror checks. So what have we got a plan for here? Can you see if someone's
Stopping.
coming the other way
No.
after those two?
So we don't tuck in right behind.
So what
Just
gear
come
might be
out.
better here on approach?
Is to
And also, if we tuck in a bit, there is a car
Oh.
coming. Okay.
oh gosh, am I alright there?
So what gear now, Kerry?
First.
Can you see okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
He wasn't going to be waiting, was he? And it
No.
was on our side, that van as well.
Yeah. There's a van coming down here, but I think I'll make it through.
Okay. It looks alright, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So at the junction ahead, we'll turn left. We are going to go round again, but let's have a go at just emerging left and look at the position, because that's what we were going to have a
Yeah.
look at. So where do you want to get positioned? Are we alright in second?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it safe after these turns with no indicator?
Oh, sorry. I had the indicator on.
No, not you. I was talking about
Oh,
you.
with that
Sorry.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So what mirrors should you check when we get into a new road?
Anything that might be overtaking.
Good.
So tuck in.
Tuck in here a bit, yes. Should we stop?
Yeah.
I think so.
I feel like doing that, so
So what should you check before we move on? Good.
I like this kind of driving generally.
You do?
Yeah, I kind of like doing a bit of an area that I kind of know,
Yeah.
and I think I need to do it, to get my practice in with the old gears and everything.
Yeah.
So they're up the hill and I can't see past.
So what gear would be wise without
Second.
trying not to look?
Yeah.
So what gear now at this speed?
Third.
So what you want to be careful of is getting too close to the obstruction, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, tell you what, if we pull over on the left just along here, good. So just past this little
Okay.
bit. It shouldn't be too annoying to people here. Okay. That's that. so far?
Feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, better than last time.
We
Not
haven't-
as anxious.
That's good. So we haven't had one of those experiences in between. No.
No.
Oh dear. Let's just have a little look at meeting traffic,
Yes,
shall we? Just
yes,
on
please.
like the position to hold back.
Yes.
So, what does meeting traffic mean then?
You're meeting something, any traffic, but meeting something in the opposite direction where you haven't got enough room to just carry on and manoeuvre around. So it's a case
Good.
of, sometimes it's a case of who's there first and whether you've got enough distance as well.
Yeah, exactly. Because when the obstruction's on both sides, who has priority then?
You both do, I suppose.
Or yeah, that's right.
Or to be you, to
Like-
be safe, let them go.
Or like no one has
No one
priority
has, no.
necessarily if
Yeah.
we're both in the same situation, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah. So on approach then to that situation when you see it, what would be the thing to do? What would be the routine you would take?
Speed, mirror, speed, get into the right gear and position into stop so you can still look and thinking what speed you're on at
Okay.
and what gear you're in and be prepared to stop.
Alright, so we've got mirror. What comes after mirror usually?
Speed.
Is it mirror, speed,
It's normally mirror, signal,
manoeuvre,
manoeuvre, speed.
which is position, speed,
yeah,
look, isn't it? So mirror. So why mirrors then? What mirrors would you check then when you saw?
Behind, and if first of all behind how close anybody is and if
Good.
anyone is coming up by the side of you.
Good. And then so what comes after mirrors? And how would we be doing that? What's next?
So mirrors, and it would be your speed, so you would be braking.
Would the speed come after mirrors? What's the next thing? So mirror, signal. Is it signal?
Signal, yeah.
Manoeuvre.
Yeah.
So what signal then
If you're
are we giving
if we
to?
brake lights, we're braking to reduce our speed.
Good. So that could be a signal. What other signal
With
Good.
indicators to pull over or
would
Or
we
you-
be using indicators
No.
on meeting traffic necessarily? Unless maybe if there was a really big obstruction and we had to go all the way, maybe to the other side of the road. But so what other signals? So you've got brake lights. Could your position
position
be a
indication.
signal to others
Signal,
where?
Yes.
Yeah, because what you're looking at here is coming out, aren't we? We've got to come out more to the centre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to see.
To see on approach here, so we're changing direction, aren't we?
Yeah,
So is our position an indicator, a signal to others?
yeah. Especially
we're
on
doing.
coming behind and on coming.
Yeah, good. Now you are correct about speed, obviously, because
Mhm.
you're not going to carry on at the same speed, are you?
You have to do it all really as you're approaching at the same time, don't you?
Okay, good. And just because I pointed out, you remember when I said about getting too close to an
Yes.
obstruction?
You won't be
So-
able to see around it to see. Yeah, and it'd be hard for you to pull out. So you position yourself in a place where you can see, and then
Yeah,
you can manoeuvre around safely.
good. And what don't we want to do to that vehicle?
You don't want to clip it.
Right. So by holding back,
Yes.
a couple of car lengths, then it's safer, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Have you got any questions on that at all?
No, I think it's just practice.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those in driving. I think
Yeah.
it's one of the more difficult.
Yeah.
Things
manoeuvres
to-
and because you have to be so quick, don't you?
Yeah. But planning, isn't it, is
Planning,
key,
yeah.
like planning ahead.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. So should we move off when you're ready
Yes.
then? Okay. What's the last place to check?
The blind spot.
Good. It looks like it might finally be stopping raining. position on the road,
Yes.
with them coming out wide, do you feel that we should move over slightly to the left?
Yes.
Okay. So it's giving them a little bit more space, isn't it, coming through?
Yes.
No,
Oh, sorry.
it's okay, go on, you're right. Do you know how to cancel the wipers if it's stopped?
No.
Okay. You just press my lever down one. Yeah, that's it. So we're going to check here. That's speed. Would gear be? Might we have to?
Stop.
Okay. So at the end of the road we'll turn left.
Sorry.
It's alright, don't worry. It's a good position. There is someone else coming there, I think.
Didn't get the bite. I felt like I was quite. Oh,
Okay. He is a little bit close.
yeah, it was quite close.
But you got the handbrake on, which is good.
Yeah.
I've definitely got the bite. Well done.
Okay.
So that was a nice position there, wasn't it? Nice. Can you see the difference when you come out?
Yes.
That if you're pointing to the left and tucked over, it helps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what you're going to be checking here
Checking
on approach
for
to the zebra.
Any pedestrians.
And what do we
crossing?
want to see first before we're looking for pedestrians?
What do we want to see first?
So on approach to a hazard, what's the first thing that
we
you
check.
would check? Sorry,
Oh,
I just
sorry.
pull you over a bit there.
That's fine.
We're getting a little bit closer to sticky fingers.
Check our speed.
So on approach to any hazard, what's the very
We
first
check.
thing?
We check behind us.
Why is that so important on
Just in
approach to a
case.
crossing?
In case somebody's right behind us and there's a motorbike right behind me now. So,
Okay, he's actually just turned off, hasn't
yeah. I don't feel like I've had many motorbikes behind me.
he? No.
No.
I've had a few whiz past. It can actually be a real shock. They're quite noisy, aren't they?
Yeah. Okay, so we're coming up to this.
So
It's
what's-
a double island, isn't it? I think.
And what's this sign warning
It
us
says
of
reduce
here?
our speed, so it's a sharp bend.
Does that
to the
mean
right.
sharp bend?
Not sharp, but it turns.
Okay. So at these roundabouts this time, we'll go straight ahead on both.
Okay.
So should you be braking?
Yeah.
What gear here? So, good.
Yeah.
Is this person indicating right?
Yeah.
Should
so-
we wait?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
There's
Where's police going?
no indicating left, so I can go.
Good. I thought it was helpful of them doing that, wasn't it? from
Yes,
that
very
point?
helpful. Not a lot of people do it.
Sounded a bit like not a lot of people know that. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I can't remember who said
I
that
don't
now,
know.
but
It's about the 2 lines or something.
it might be.
Oops.
So at this crossing then, what do we
Yes.
want to look at? See
Behind.
first? Good.
There isn't.
So what about the traffic behind, or who might be behind?
Who might be behind?
Well, what about them? What is it that we actually want to see in there then?
That they've kept their distance, but you know that there's enough distance between me and them just in case I need to stop.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yes. What type? Sorry, go on.
If there's not, then I'll just have to be extra careful
Right. So what type of road are we just about to come onto?
onto a dual carriage.
Good.
So I check my mirrors.
What speed limit do you think is this then?
I would have.
That
Well, I
is-
know dual carriageways can go up quite high, but because it's built up, I would
Come
have
off the gas.
thought it was.
So we're going to be following the road ahead. So where do you need to position?
In the
Left, is it?
Yeah.
Should we just let them know we're going
Sorry.
over to the left?
she came up right behind me. Sorry. 'Cause we're
Try
on
not
the
to look at those gears, alright? So you want your main concentration there,
So
don't
where
you,
are we
with
going
these-
now? Sorry,
Straight
straight ahead.
Okay,
It's quite busy. Oh my gosh.
it's alright.
Yeah.
So you've got your handbrake on.
Oh,
Good, it's alright. Done?
bit of
So it probably wasn't the best place to talk about the speed limit on that little bit of dual carriageway because it was so short, wasn't it?
yeah, very
And then
short.
we have done that before, haven't we? But it's a little bit tricky, isn't it, when you've got to get over to the left lane
Yes.
and deal with the zebra crossing and a roundabout on a hill.
Yes.
So yeah, there's a lot going on there, wasn't there?
People,
Good. So you're keeping an eye on where the white line is in relation.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's one that I haven't been indicating. I just use the front of the car and
What, the curb you mean for road position?
yeah, just where it is and looking in the side mirror.
Okay.
Well, oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So if the car's not coming the other way, but would we have enough room to get through here, do you think?
I feel that we would.
Yeah, it looks alright, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So on that little dual carriageway then, what would the speed limit have been?
I'm sure I've read somewhere that dual carriageways are 60 or 70. She's
But-
overtaken. But on that little one, I would have thought just as safeness, is it 60?
Would you come off gas here, what mirrors? So would it be wise to drop a gear? Do you think there's enough room?
Yeah.
Going forward just a little. Okay. Just
Just-
going slower.
Do you know what? I
helps.
think it's because I'm used to my little Lily car.
The little Twingo. Smaller than this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so at the end of the road you'll turn right.
Not into the carriage, but
No. The end of the road. So what gear is necessary for doing this manoeuvre then?
next.
Good.
I like the handbrake on.
Do you feel you're in a good position there to see?
Well, I can't.
Well,
no.
that side.
No, I can't see this side.
So it might be an idea just to come out just a little bit before
Yeah.
putting the handbrake on.
Oh, shall I do it?
Well, should we wait until they've gone past us?
Oh, I'm a bit worried now.
It's alright.
I
I mean, I haven't got a bad view up there, to be honest.
Okay. Well, oh. Oh gosh. Genuine.
They come slow there because of that hump. Okay, good.
Oh yeah.
Luckily the hump slows people down, doesn't it?
Yes.
So why is it so important to get just that little bit forward so you've got... How does
Got
that
the
help?
view. Yeah.
Careful, what gear's that you're trying for? Go back second. Okay, so... Okay. You alright? Okay. So speed limit wise, if we're in a built up area, what's the speed limit?
30.
Okay. So is that regardless of whether it's a single carriageway or a dual carriageway road?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, so would that one have been 30 back there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
When would a dual carriageway be 70 miles an hour?
When you've got quite a long stretch of a dual carriageway and nothing built up around it.
Okay, so when it's got the national speed limit
Limit
sign.
sign.
Yeah. So let's make sure we're over to the left a little bit. Okay. here on approach to this crossing?
Behind.
Good. Can you see anyone there?
No.
No. So what do you see that we're coming up to then? What's the next exit? Okay, good. And then what does it look like is going to be, I think, just before actually, as well as just after the roundabouts? What's just before it?
Bus stop. Sorry.
Good, yeah, there is a bus stop.
I did it a bit too soon.
That's right. So what's this just before it as well?
Double crossing.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
So
see
we
that.
follow the road ahead here.
Okay.
So where do you need to position? Should we
To
get
the
a
left.
little bit more left? You ready to?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So give it a bit of gas. Just get away with second gear. And then there's a zebra just after there as well, isn't there?
Yes, that's quite why they've done that like that.
I know. Okay, so we'll take the next road on the right. So what's your plan here? What do you think you need to do?
Stop. I wanted to get in the right position first.
Okay.
Oh God, I've gone too far.
It's alright, it's not horrendously too far. We're good to go?
Oh no, I just want to wait. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry, traffic.
It's not too bad. Luckily the road's quite wide there, isn't it?
Yes, and it's a bump there.
Yes.
So do you think I could quickly go after this van or not?
He's coming quite fast,
Yeah.
isn't he? What do you think?
Oh, it's flashing red.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, it's back on quick. Okay, got the bite. Okay, good. Thank you. So what do you need to check? Good.
Oh gosh. Oh, I don't like it down here. It's
I know.
very narrow, very hard. No wonder they've got
is.
speed bumps.
This is near King's Heath Test Centre here.
No, I'm in them first.
Okay. So what are you going to try not to do when you change gear?
Try not to stall it.
No, not that. Just, shall we get into second gear? Because we could do a second.
Yeah.
What do you
Not be
reckon?
going over a bump.
So looking at the gears,
Yeah.
Why
I'll
is-
try not to.
why is looking at them not a good idea?
Because straight on, isn't it?
Yes, please. Yeah, I don't. Oh, maybe we could have gone at that one, but it's alright. So why not looking at the gears?
So that I don't take my eyes off the road.
So, what other tools, what other ways could you use to
Steer.
not?
And
Okay, good.
looking at the speed.
Yeah, because we talked about that, didn't we? The
Yeah.
sound of the engine. So, what gear are you in at the moment?
Second.
Okay, good. Alright. Okay. So, at the end of this road, we'll turn left.
Okay.
So, what gear is going to be needed? Good. So, well done on position. Nicely turned.
I thought going a bit further.
So the only thing we need to negotiate now is this turning right at the end of this road, which is going to be a little bit busy, but
Okay.
I just thought we'd miss out the Maypole turning right.
Yes.
That's it, that was the only thing.
Oh yes, I know where we are.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So at the end of the road we'll turn right. So let's see then if we can get into a
Park
good
right
position.
there.
Yeah, no, I'll put mine right there. So what reference could you use so that we know we're in
just
the right
the white
position?
lines and
Okay, what gear do we need, Kerry?
first. Oh my goodness gracious me.
So if you come forward just after this one, just a little
Yeah.
bit more. So try and get the mirrors just above the line. Whoa. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So what would be wise to put on at the moment?
Oh, well, sorry, our handbrake.
Good.
We've got him coming out the garage.
Okay. So there's a few places to look, aren't
Yeah.
there? This is a bit of a hairy junction,
Oh my
but I'm
goodness.
hoping this, well, somebody might cross that crossing
Press
as
that
well.
crossing, yes.
Yeah, press the button.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this red car, and he's going that way.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Sorry, we'll go for it now
oh
because
gosh.
we kind of have to. We started, so we finished. Sorry. It is really hard to see with that
Yeah.
wind, isn't it? So what does it look like somebody's doing just ahead of us?
Stopping.
Just right over it. Did you have thunder and lightning?
Yeah, it was quite raucous, wasn't it?
My cat was outside. I kept
Oh.
calling him.
Oh no,
But
found shelter
He
somewhere.
must have. He must have. I went down a few times. I was thinking, oh no, that's going to be a bit scary. But so what's this sign mean here then? What's
That we've got a bus lane from 7 till 7.
good?
I'm not sure of the time just as yet.
Other what? Sorry.
I didn't know what the time was.
That's just after 7
Yeah.
now, actually.
Oh right, so we could use it. We
If-
could use the bus lane, but they
you-
do still run though, don't
They do. People generally stay out of them, don't they?
they? Yeah.
What
Oh,
gear do we need at the moment? Hopefully, unless these change straight away, which
Oh,
no, we don't.
okay.
So as we move off here now then, what is important to check as we've had a bus lane on the left?
That a bus isn't coming. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, bus could be coming, couldn't it? Or because when the rows join in like that, somebody else could be coming there, couldn't they, as well, another car? Probably more unlikely to be a bus because they don't generally try to push past people, do they, bus drivers? So you let me know then when you've spotted the next like hazard and show me what you're going to
Okay.
do first. Okay. This is good. Building up speed. Well done. That's good.
Okay, we're coming to a more built-up area now after
Yes.
this bus stop with traffic lights and people pulling out buses. So
Good.
you can see it's on stop. So
So what does flashing amber mean
that
there?
means flashing numbers. It's about to change to go.
It will do, won't it? Yeah. So if we take the next road on, not Yeah, not Tesco actually. The next road on the right.
Okay.
Go back down Taylor Road. Somebody might like to let us.
Oh,
What gear? What gear?
that's-
Thanks. Oh,
Yeah,
hold on though. Yeah,
yeah.
but those, they're not
No.
going to wait, are they? Thanks anyway, but yeah, you might as well.
oh gosh.
So that's quite a dangerous thing there,
Yes.
isn't it? If people can fit past
Okay.
him. I usually just keep my hand up just to make sure they're definitely going to stay stopped. So what would you need to plan for here?
Just in case stopping.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That exact thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And did you want us to turn in this way or the other way? Sorry, there's two ways
Yeah,
to be.
if we take this next one on the rise. Is this your one? No.
Yeah,
Is this not your road?
It can be. It can
No,
be.
we'll go down to the
Okay.
next one then. No, that's May Lane, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what could we anticipate
Anyone coming
happening?
down really, really fast.
Good.
Okay, I can't see anyone, so I'm just going to go. Here's one coming down.
Does it seem like there's enough room?
It does at the moment. I just took over.
Have we gone past your road now?
No, it's just here.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we could use the brake a bit more. Slow down. Good. Yeah, we usually use first here, don't we? Just because
Yeah,
it's.
it's so built up.
Yeah. We'll see if we can find. I mean, we might be alright on this bend, actually.
Someone
Might
opening their door.
So we come off the gas a bit, yeah, good.
Oh,
we go,
that's
yeah.
my cat.
Is that your cat?
Yes, Billy, don't. That'd be just a
So what needs to go down?
clutch.
Good.
Really.
Get over as much as possible. That's alright.
Yeah. Is that okay? Do you want me to go a bit more?
Yeah, that'll be alright, thanks. Good. Alright. So, relax.
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel that?
I like that lesson.
Good.
I think we'll have to have him in the back more often. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought you did actually a lot better there than last lesson, like from a nerves point of view, because
Absolutely. I don't know.
you seemed
yeah,
a
it's
lot-
funny, isn't it?
yeah, definitely a lot calmer.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, there is an issue of looking at the gears. We're going to have to,
Yeah. Really, really
do some-
stop doing that.
yeah, definitely. But what do you feel like you've learnt this, or do you feel like
I
you've
feel
learnt
that
anything
I
this
feel
lesson?
a lot better about my clutch control and the speed and pulling over. I quite like doing that because it's
Good.
getting my more control, you know, and positioning. I think it's just that I really, really need to practice and practice and practice.
But it got
yeah.
better, didn't it? 'Cause
Yeah.
you know, when we started off, obviously the left,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you did really well.
Yeah, I
and
wasn't panicking as much, and also I think I was thinking about it the other day, Julie. I feel that it doesn't harm to go slow, only when you've got the flow of traffic, but when you're coming up to, whereas before I was panicking that I wasn't, you know, I wasn't being quick enough, and you
Right.
just have to take it in
Yes.
your stride to be safe.
Yeah,
That's what I
sure.
felt today anyway.
Good. Well
It's
done.
hot.
Okay. Well, speed comes with practice, doesn't it? Well, obviously we don't want to go too fast, but you know, once you
Yes.
really feel more confident, then even if we are coming up a little bit slowly, which
Yeah.
I didn't actually feel that we
No.
were, I
No.
think you did well. Okay.
Okay.